Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is a love reading for mid-September for all of the water signs. So that is Pisces, Cancer and Scorpio. So if you like the reading, then please like the video. And if you'd like to see more of this, then also please subscribe to the channel. So what I've done is we've got 3 cards from the Romance Angels here, 3 cards from the Vice Versa Tarot to clarify, and then 3 cards from the Work Your Light Oracle deck to clarify further. So from the Romance Angels, we have the Unrequited Love card. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. We also have the Free Yourself card. It's time to take back control of your life. And we have Stay Optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith brings you romance. So straight off the bat, Pisces, I feel as though you are reflecting at the moment on past situations that really have not turned out for you. Ooh. I feel like in the past you have experienced a lot of unrequited love situations where you have perhaps had a crush on somebody or all the way up to being in love with somebody and they haven't felt the same. I'm sorry if I said Pisces just then, I meant water signs. So yes, water signs. I feel as though, you've experienced a lot of unrequited love in your past where things have just not been balanced and therefore have not worked out because of that. You may have had people lie to you and say that they felt the same. Even if they weren't outrightly lying, they may have deceived you in some way. And you may have felt as though things were going places that they never ended up going, okay? So I sense a lot of disappointment, water signs here. I think that you've actually freed yourself from these kinds of situations. You've decided that this is not for you anymore, and you've decided that you're going to go forward and get better, which is where this stay optimistic about your love life comes in, okay? These situations in the past, I really think are in the past. A few of you may be going through those kinds of things now and realising that you're going to have to free yourself. But I feel like the majority of you have freed yourself from these kinds of situations already, and you stayed optimistic about your love life, or you were staying optimistic about your love life. At the bottom of that deck, we have the New Love card, which I think means different things for different ones of you. This New Love card says a new person has stirred your romantic feelings. So for some of you, this new person is already in your life and you're feeling really grateful that, the past has not repeated itself. It's not continued to repeat itself. And you are, in fact, now having a different kind of relationship than you've ever had before. And for some of you, this person is yet to come in. But this new love is on the horizon, okay? So this is definitely a hopeful reading in that what you've had before is not what you're going to continue to have. And you've got to keep the faith of that, okay, water signs? I know it's hard to sometimes when we're disappointed, but people often come into our lives when we least expect it. And you've got to remain open to that, okay, without becoming too fixated or impatient about it, right? So the first clarifier is the 8 of Pentacles in reverse and upside down. And this is saying that you've put a lot of work into your past relationships, okay? So it's just kind of highlighting that disappointment that you feel because you've put a lot of work into relationships in the past. And that's caused you to feel quite a lot of disappointment. For some of you, it's caused so much disappointment that you have in fact turned your back on relationships. So here we have the King of Wands in the upside down and reversed position. And it's a very similar card to the Free Yourself card in that you can see that the king is completely like fenced off, okay, in this way. So I feel like for a few of you, you've become quite guarded and it's been quite difficult for you to open up to any kind of new love situations, right? But you do have the power to free yourself from this. You do have the power to become optimistic about your love life. You just have to believe that you are worthy and deserving of love, which of course you are, water signs, okay? The third clarifier alliterates this because we have the 8 of Cups here, okay? So this is the 8 of Cups in reverse, right? So the 8 of Cups the right way around sees somebody walking off I always see as in search of the other 2 cups, or the remaining one cup, in search of for what they want. Okay. Here in the reverse, we see a young child, and this is just such a hopeful, positive card of rebirth. Okay. Things may not have worked out in the past, but we have this shooting star here, right? Where anything is possible in the future. Anything is possible. And if you can see yourself as somebody that's been reborn, as somebody that's ready for whatever new opportunities may come in, then they're more likely to come in, okay? Water signs. So this is a card about being really optimistic and really positive about unusual strikes of luck and fortune when it comes to love. Keeping your eyes open for the real unexpected, because love can pop up anytime, water signs. Okay. And the card at the bottom of the vice versa deck is the Pisces card, actually, which is probably why I'm feeling such strong Pisces energy here. It's the High Priestess card upside down. Okay. So I do feel as though your intuition is speaking to you and letting you know that there is a new love on the horizon if this love hasn't already entered your life. And you need to hear that, you need to feel that, because feeling into that and accepting that is what will bring it into your life sooner if it's not already here. So maintain the hope, okay? The story of the High Priestess is a story of Persephone in Greek mythology, who goes into Hades for a certain amount of time and lives back on Earth for a certain amount of time, or back on heaven, I'm not sure. But she goes into the darkness for a while, comes into the light for a while. And this is kind of you, okay, water signs. You've been in the dark for a while, but you will come back into the light, right? Nobody is dark in the dark forever. Relationships are not going to not work out forever. So you've got to maintain the hope, okay? To clarify this from the Work Your Light, we have the ever unfolding rose. Cracked open, it's happening for you, not to you. Break the chain, ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. And Pleiades, double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. So this card says to me that there's somebody else that wants to come into your life because they're integral to what you come here on earth to do, okay? So we need partnership in our lives in order to bring the fullness of our lives into fruition, right? It's cool to have single time. It's also cool to have relationship time, because that's the way in which we truly live a well-rounded life. So there is somebody that's come into your life, or that wants to come in, who's going to play a key part in your life. You may have a family with this person. You may have a long-term relationship with this person. You may start a business with this person. There's something here about partnership that's going to produce something. So that's coming in if it hasn't already, okay? This heartbreaking sadness that you may feel about not having somebody just yet is designed to truly help you to open up your heart. It's often through heartbreak that we become tender with ourselves enough to open up to love again. And that's what's happening for you. Through all that you've been through, you're beginning to open up again. You're beginning to free yourself. And it's in doing that that you'll find the person for you, okay? That you'll allow the person for you in. And you've been doing important work, I keep saying Pisces. So this may be very special messages for Pisces, even though this is for all of the water signs. You've been doing very special work, okay? You've been breaking chains and ancestral patterns. So even though you may not be able to make sense of why you may have been so single for long, or why relationships have not turned out in the past, you've been working on things in a higher realm than you can perhaps understand right now. And it all makes sense up there. Not much solace for you down here, but it does all make sense. The picture, the big picture does all make sense. And I feel like you'll begin to see that when the right person for you comes into your life. You know, it's that cliche where you'll suddenly realise why nobody else stayed. Okay? At the bottom of that deck, we have Anna, grandmother of Jesus, and the words say, seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan. So basically what I just kind of said. From a divine point of view, everything is kind of always happening as it should be, even though it can feel really hard for us down here on the human plane. And what you're going through right now is laying the foundations for a really special and divine union with yourself first and then with another. Okay? So don't lose sight of that vision. I'm going to pull one card from the Journey of Love card by Lana Fairchild, just to ground this energy into being a little bit more. Ooh, and it's flown onto the floor. Okay. And the card that we have is the Shakti card. So I do think that Shakti is about, I'm trying to remember what the word means, but I'm not sure what it means. So I think I will actually read from the guidebook for this. But what I'm getting is this real fire and this real passion, which, you know, water signs are not always known for as water signs, but which actually, from my experience, there is often a real fiery side to water signs, okay? There is often that contradiction that lives within you. And this card is speaking of that passion. This card is speaking of that fire. This card is speaking of that burning desire that you have to bring in love into your life and to keep love in your life. And you're being asked to cultivate this, because this burning desire is the thing that will help to manifest it. Okay? I'm going to read a little bit from the guidebook just because I feel like it will be useful to you. So it's card number 19. Shakti. Shakti is divine feminine fire. She is the body awakened with light. She is the divine feminine, and she is the Kundalini, the energetic force that moves through us, triggered by love that leads to enlightenment of our body. With our Kundalini coming alive within us, we cannot remain as we once were. It is impossible. We may try to lead the same lives, be the same in our relationship patterns, and perhaps even behave properly, but it simply cannot be done. Soon our disguise slips and people wonder what happened to her or what has got into him. We are on fire with the divine and we cannot help but misbehave. We are no longer satisfied with trying to be the good child, or fearing we are the bad child. We know ourselves instead to be the divine child. That divine child lives fully and with passionate fire, not doing things the way they are supposed to be done perhaps, but living instead from the heart. Our body may ache as we burn through old pain, and sometimes the light within may seem so bright it blinds us for the moment. But that will pass, and the misbehaving will suddenly be seen for what it is. The old rules just don't fit anymore. You don't plug a globe capable of illuminating the whole world into the bedside reading lamp without burning down the house. Best to let that light shine as it was meant to in the big arena. Shakti is making your light grow, beloved. Be prepared to shine brighter. This oracle brings you a message. You are going through energetic shifts in your subtle anatomy. Because your energy body and physical body have already begun to merge with each other, the energetic shifts will affect your physical body too. It is always wise to consult a healthcare practitioner, but at least some of your physical challenges at the moment, from aches and pains to tiredness, are due to this energetic awakening. Take responsible action as you feel is necessary, such as tending to your physical well-being with healthcare that feels supportive. But also remember to rest, get some time in nature, and nurture your body as it is spiritually awakening into greater light. And there is also a poem here. I have watched you hurting and felt helpless to make life better for you. Loving you is having to make choices to let you be who you are, who you become, and all the who's yet to come. To love you is to ride the waves of your passionate embrace of life, ever mindful of the change in the wind and the occasional tempest brewing. Loving you is having to make choices, knowing it isn't my fault. I can still choose to take it personally or just be, while I listen and watch you unfold. Your heart is a beauty I will always love. It's the part of you that hasn't changed much over time. When I lie beside you and hear you breathe, when I touch your skin or caress your hair, you are timeless, and I choose loving you. So this very much feels to me a message about loving yourself. I really do feel, water signs, as though you have learnt to love yourself through this period of perhaps being single or relationships not working out. Don't let that passion inside of you burn out and disappear. Cultivate it, because that is definitely bringing the love that you want into your life. Okay, water signs, thanks for listening. Bye.